All right, Nightmare Zone survivors. Oh man, hold on, let me take a sip of soda. Okay, that's better. Oh man, I got shout-outs. Let me get that out of the way first. Got a shout-out for Marjo Kirby. I've never heard of that name before, so I don't know if I'm like destroying the name, but we'll call him Kirby. He wanted a shout-out. So there you go. It's apparently helped him with the Nightmare Zone. That's hopefully what the series is accomplishing. And then another shout out to Jordan San, San as in like sand from under. My weirdest dream was that he picked up a button and the world became backwards. So people walked and talked backwards and so forth. But yes, so he had a weird dream in response to me sharing my weird dream. And yeah, there you go. 2 shout-outs for people. Let me make sure I don't forget them. So, today... Oh my god, I went in the wrong direction, so we got that laggy UI. So this thing's got 7 minutes before it researches the new areas that we're allowed to go. And we're going to leave this area and go to Drucker County. The reason for that is because of this right here. So, the leather jacket crimson variant, search containers and houses on Drucker County map to find them. So, we cannot find this item here, and that means every time we search a house, we're basically 100% certain to not find it. So, anytime we loot houses here, we're technically being, like, inefficient. So, rather than pick this area completely clean, like this house here, for example, what I'm going to do instead, I might target a last few important areas, and then we're just going to leave and go to repopulate the map with new houses that can have every possible loot item now, because that's just the way it's going to work. And that's what we're going to do. So right now, let's see. That place is not interesting. I'm looking for mainly gun stores. But I'm pretty sure we've gotten all the gun stores. This area is interesting, actually. We might loot this area here, because those are a bunch of regular stores. I wrote down what I need. So I need houses, military, police, and surplus stores. So those places might count. I don't think any of these areas are going to count, though. So what stinks about police areas is that there's typically only one per map. There's like one police. So for this one, the Lao Police Department is like the only police department. But let's go ahead and loot that stuff. We're going to play as... Who has stealth? You do. Congratulations for our final mission before we leave. So even though there could be some item drops here, we don't know. That's the thing about a lot of people, when you start getting into item looting and whatnot. Yes, we could be abandoning items, but we also might not be. There could be no items left on the map. Like, it's likely either way. Because we have looted areas that had hardly anything. We have looted areas that had a ton of things. So, it's okay to... Let me pull this out and put this back in. So it's okay to abandon an area, especially if we know for sure that there are certain loot items that just aren't available here. One, technically police items aren't available here either, because there's no more police stations. So I don't see anything wrong with just abandoning the potential items we would have gotten here to reset the map and assuredly get items elsewhere. The other benefit to changing maps is going to be... Alright, look at all these guys.
Just shut up already!
I tried to get that screamer, but... I'm actually not sure why I'm killing those guys, to be completely honest. Let's see if I can fling him off. Oh, good, we kept our door, too. So we're just going to... Oh, man, we could have hit that bloater, but we didn't. That was nice. Let me make sure my TV volume is off. Okay, it is. Turn my headset volume down so I don't blast my eardrums out. Okay, are we going the right way? No, we need to turn around.
One thing we humans have going for us? Hope.
10 days to go. We are officially at day 90. I typically forget to update the countdown for a few days, so it just jumps from like 20 days to like 15 days, but we're currently, my countdown is currently at 11 days, so I mean, even if I forget to update it, it's not that big of a deal. I kind of have a relative idea of what I'm going to do for the 100 days survive. I'm probably going to do a challenge on that day. A really dumb one. Like, probably one of the dumbest ones that I've been suggested. Because otherwise, I have no idea what else to do. I also know what I'm going to do after the 100 days is done. So once 100 days is done, what I'm probably going to do is let this profile rest, and I will jump back on it whenever Undead Labs adds more content. Then we'll jump back on and we'll continue where we left off. What I'm probably going to do, though, is a lot of people ask me to do a fresh start so that they can, like, a fresh start, no DLC, basically. So kind of like someone who doesn't have Game Pass and they just started playing the game. Because now if you have Game Pass, you actually do get a lot of the DLC items, so even that's not quite the case. But it would be like if somebody just bought the standard version of the game. But you know, I could do that. Plus, that'll actually be pretty interesting. Like, the game mechanics will be more interactive for me. Because part of the reason why I get really frustrated with the game is once you get to the point I'm at, the game feels insanely pointless to me. I'm just doing the same stuff over and over again. I'm not really progressing towards anything. You know, I do get the what do you call it? The clothing items and whatnot, but for the most part, I just don't really feel like the relevance of the game is basically gone. I'm literally playing for you guys right now. Because, like, otherwise I would have nothing else to do in the game.
If we don't deal with these infestations, they're gonna deal with us.
Soon, neither of those will be true, because I'm just going to abandon this place. We're also going to be investigating additional games and whatnot, because we're getting to the point where Undead Labs just cannot create enough content to keep the game fresh and interesting, and like that's just really awful for the channel. So it's going to be time to start thinking about what the next big game that we're going to take a look at is. One of the things I want to do is just kind of a personal thing is, I guess we'll take this. The channel banner has kind of like, it's going to become kind of a collage of all the different games that the channel covers, and eventually it'll just be full of all these different icons and kind of function as like a legacy of a legacy for the channel. I'll take those. Yeah, I'm about to say, I feel like that guy should not have detected me, and he didn't.
Empty.
And here we go. And now we'll just take the loot out from the Plague Heart's nose.
Time for a close encounter.
Unless the Plague Heart's actually physically blocking one of the loot locations.
Still a few of them lingering.
Here's another one.
Better keep looking.
And it looks like the Plague Heart. Ah, I can get it. Nice.
There's nothing left to salvage.
Oh, sweet, look at this. Just before we leave, we got one more. Layered t-shirt, Zombie Crossing. Or maybe it's Chinese, maybe it's Zombie Xing. Trust me, the Zeds definitely appreciate the irony. Well, I appreciate the irony that The zombie Shing outfit was found right next to a plague art. We loot everything at this location? It's not gonna tell us. Oh god, I didn't want to do that. The game just magnetized me into bashing through that door. Let me double check to make sure I haven't missed anything. One thing that's nice about plague arts is they don't react until you've actually begun attacking them. So aside from that creepy breathing noise they make, not a big deal. Okay, let's check the back. And we'll check the roof as well. Looks like it's also becoming day, which is even better. Like, basically the stars are aligning for the ideal move into a new area. Have research done? Yes, it has. Let's go ahead and mark Drucker County. Yeah, looks like we found everything here. Okay, looks like we just want to turn around and take this road over here and get up out of here. Gonna want to switch back to either Mackie or Suzanne, whoever is more prepared, so that we can save fuel on our move to the new area. I may not even go out of my way to scout everything. I mean, I will scout everything, but I'm probably going to scout and loot together, because we're not planning to stay in one area for very long, and I don't even intend to destroy all the plague arts. The main reason that we would scout is to locate all the plague arts, but I'm not even doing that anymore, so... Oh, come on. Stupid vehicle. Okay, it looks like we'll have to patch up our vehicles before we leave. That's fine, we have to reorganize everything as well. So the top 6 OP things video seems to be getting some traction. When I made that video, I was thinking, you know, let me look at my most popular videos, the videos that have the most views, and I'm think, well, what video can I make that is similar to them? And you know, I think what people want right now is something that's a little easier to digest. It's not too heavy on the information. It's got enough supporting evidence to be convincing, but it's not really heavy on the information. Maybe it has a little bit of interesting trivia, like blowing up plague arts with the... what do you call it? The bloater cloud grenades, etc. Go ahead and take these. Use this to repair that. And so, like, I think that's one of the things I'm probably going to focus on is some of the more brisk, you know, 10 to 15 minute videos. Just because, like, I think that's kind of the impression I got right now, is that what people want to see are slightly easier to digest videos. That doesn't mean that I won't make videos that are longer, or videos that have a lot more detail to them. But I also want to... oh my gosh, out of my way. Okay, we can put this in, which is good. Let's just throw all this stuff in as well. Let's just use one of these to turn this into ammo. Where is it? There it is. Sort ammo. That'll let us put that in. And we'll leave the medicine one where it is. So those vehicles are going to stay in the parking spot as they should. Just going to pull a few repair kits out, assuming I have them. I'll just use a nice repair kit. We've got a healthy quantity of parts, so... maybe I'll just build a whole bunch of repair kits just to kind of have them on standby. Another horde walking in because of that plague art that I never killed, but we're gonna be leaving soon, so those hordes, they can be someone else's problem, since I'm sure some random NPC computer characters are just gonna move in here anyways.
We know you're hungry. We know you're scared. We are too. But we can't rely on other people to save us. We have to save ourselves. And we do that by working together with our neighbors.
Sounds like somebody doesn't care for how Red Talon does things.
This play is Mackie.
If we don't keep the noise down, we're gonna have...
Because like I said, we might loot. Oh, just leave me alone, you stupid zombie. Will they ignore me? I hope they ignore me. Are they gonna ignore me? They're not gonna ignore me. It's Nightmare Zone.
All around now.
Okay. I want to pull out some welcoming committee weapons, because you know how the game gets when you switch maps. I want this. And give me some of that.
I spotted a feral.
I'm gonna get in the vehicle and drive away. Just leave me alone, you stupid zombies. And we'll try to get this guy off. Okay, I guess running into that got him off. So the game won't simulate combat once we get farther away, so I really don't care about the community battling it out with them. Which means we can just head on over to Drucker County, which, honestly, Drucker County might not be that bad, because although I'm not a huge fan of driving around it, our goal isn't really to fully go through the map over and over again. We're not going to be like helping people all the time and stuff like that. We're mainly just going to be going from town center to town center, and that's not going to be that big of a deal for Drucker County, since the buildings tend to be highly clustered in like really dense areas, so Drucker County might not even be a big deal. It looks like this is where the turn is. One thing that's funny is every now and then I'll get comments about people getting mad that Greg died. Like some people took it really personally that Greg died. They're like, oh my god, like Greg, and like, what about Greg? Screw Greg. Like I had no tears shed for the Music Man. And then that makes them mad that and then people get mad that I don't pity Greg. I'm like, well, if I get out of character, out of the Get Good Fox character, what I'm like in real life is I'm just like, he's just a video game character. Like who cares if he died? Like it was part of the role play of the channel to like go into this whole thing about Greg, but I gotta know, some people they took it a bit more seriously than I thought. Okay. Okay, looks like I gotta get a lot closer than this. Yeah, I gotta get over to that gate. Confirm. Nightmare Zone quickly before they actually get onto my vehicle. It'd be nice if it pauses the game when you're choosing that so that, you know, zombies don't start beating the crap out of your vehicle. We also get the, another thing that kind of annoys me is we'll get the periodic comment on people, like on the OP weapons, where I don't think people quite understand what makes a weapon or something OP in a game and what doesn't. Like, for example, there's a lot of people suggesting that there are certain things in the game that are really powerful, but it almost doesn't matter that they're so powerful. Like the Eternal Guard's Infinite Rage, I don't think I would consider that an OP weapon, because in the end, it basically does the same job as a normal AK-47 or the sighted AK-47, because there aren't a lot of times where having 150 rounds is really going to be like, oh my god, like you're dominating the game because you've got the 150 round mag. Okay, I'm about to say, where the heck am I? I'm in the garage. Just quickly loot these while we're here, because why not?
Thank you, Santa.
So it's like, yeah, there's no doubt about it. The Eternal Guard is really strong, but it's not really like, okay, if you got the Eternal Guard, you're not going to just win the game. It's not like, oh my god, now that you have the Eternal Guard, the game has become so much easier, because it honestly doesn't have much. I'm gonna go so far, it doesn't really have any impact on the game. Like, if you have the Eternal Guard, it's a very cool weapon, don't get me wrong, and it's one of the best weapons, but the thing is that for the most part, its effectiveness is the same as any other of the assault rifles, any of the other automatic sighted assault rifles. That's the issue. That's why I don't think I would call the Eternal Guard OP. Whereas, let's compare that to a weapon that I would consider OP. That would be the B-50FG. And it's not OP because you can use it. It's OP because your allies can use it for infinite ammo. That's what makes the B-50FG so OP. It's that it basically allows you to sidestep juggernauts for no ammo usage very effectively. That's what makes it so strong. Like, in the hands of the player, the B-50FG is balanced by its extreme ammo cost. Like, you have to spend 6 ammo supply to get 6 bullets, 8 if you have munitions. And like, that's like, that balances it out. Like, it's not insane. But when you put it on a community, especially if every one of your community members has a B-50FG, then suddenly your base is very secure to most threats. The only thing that you wouldn't really be able to deal with are ferals. This is the base we're going to be choosing, because I don't believe we have actually lived in this base in Nightmare Zone. That's the other reason we're here, because we want to live in all the bases. I can't remember what bases I have and have not lived in Drucker County. So if you remember which ones I've lived in the Nightmare Zone, let me know. Because, like, otherwise I might wind up living in the same base twice. If we do live in the same base twice, it's not that big of a deal.
A little spit and polish and we could live here.
So I think that's from one perspective, that people, it's like, there's like power, but then there's like proportionate power. Because it's like, the Eternal Guard, it's strong, there's no doubt about that, but its effective strength is limited by the fact that, it's like, is it really helpful to have a massive assault rifle with like 750 rounds? It's cool, but it doesn't exactly break the game. Or it doesn't exactly make the other rifles obsolete. Like I said, if you had the sighted AK-47, that would still be more than good enough. It would still be an excellent weapon to use. Then on the other hand, you've got the reverse perspective of it. You'll have people who are saying that because you can kill enemies in a particular way, that means this particular mechanic is not overpowered. And like, the issue with that is that the example that always comes to mind for me is Sonic Unleashed. This was a game, I think it was made in 2009, and you get people, oh, Sonic Unleashed, that's a really easy game. And maybe it is from the perspective of someone who's mastered the game, but if you've never played the game before, or even if you're an average player, it's extremely overwhelming because the game, you move at such an extremely fast speed that it's just like completely overwhelms people with like the craziness of how fast the game is. And so it becomes an issue of, just because you have put a lot of practice in the game and you've adapted to all of the mechanics and you've become proficient at the game, doesn't suddenly mean that the game is easy. You'll get that with like Dark Souls. People are like, oh, Dark Souls, that game is easy. Like, what are you, a loser? Or Sekiro, Shadows Die Twice, what are you, a loser? Like, that game is easy. It's like the same logic of like, oh, because... It'd be like if Michael Phelps said, oh, swimming is easy. Like, what, do you suck? It's just, what, because he's practiced. I'm not saying that he has said that, but it would be like if someone were an Olympic medalist and they said that this thing I do is really easy because I've practiced at it a ton, therefore it negates the challenges of what it takes to get there. That's another problem. So you have the OP issue from both perspectives. You've got, oh yeah, that's right, that auto shop is stuck there. So Let's put the facilities that have to be there. This has to be this. So we don't have the option for an outdoor garden, so that means this has to become a farm. Otherwise, we'll have food problems. This is where having the hydroponics would actually be a benefit. Normally, I don't like the hydroponics, but it actually would be a benefit in this case. Because that means we won't get a trade depot, which means we're going to want to try to get out of this base pretty rapidly because the building options aren't particularly good here. We've got 3 left. Let's build the workshop. Let's build an infirmary. And let's build the... This will help us construct the other buildings quicker by boosting our morale up. And it'll give us 2 beds, so we'll need 3 bed outposts. Okay, let's go pull a weapon out real quick. Where are my vehicles at? Okay, let's take the survey car. And now we're gonna go get started. Probably loot this area, set up some outposts where necessary. Oh, wait, how do I get out of this base? Okay, here's the door. Get some mods in to start boosting our morale. White noise machine. Let's get this upgrading to level 2. That gives us room for 1 mod. Let's put the CNC mill in.
Making tracks.
Where's my vehicle? It's on the opposite side of the base, of course. Yeah, we got a full-size Juggernaut horde nearby. Fortunately,
I need a break.
we should be able to just avoid them and not even deal with them. That sounds like a feral trio, given the staggered voice. Basically a chorus of shouts. Yep. So what we're gonna do is... I think I'll kill him, actually. Okay. A great example of why the pyro launcher is so strong. The other guys are not a problem.
An outpost here will really help us fight the fucking
Okay. We'll probably start laying some outposts down, even the ones that don't really have great positioning, just because I want to get people out of bad morale so we can build our base faster, because for every person that doesn't have a bed, I think we lose like 7 morale.
Good thing I got low expectations.
And then I can always move them. I can always change the location.
Bastards.
Really? We only found 1 in the sweep? In the first sweep? There's nothing in the bathroom? Nothing here? Are they all outside? Did I go too fast? Oh wait, here's one.
Nothing.
Sometimes I go so fast, I get impatient with looting and I go too fast. Ah, here we go. Final one was outside. Take it. Next door, please.
Looks like nobody cleaned this dump out yet. Damn it, locked.
To conclude my thoughts, though, I think if you're going to make a list of item recommendations to people, or if you're going to declare like a list of things that are overpowered, you have to be able to see things from the perspective of the typical player, of what's going to, like, what are these are things that are going to, like, have the biggest impact on improving your game. But also, you need to have the perspective of what makes something really strong, and also, is its strength relevant? Like, does it matter that it's as strong as it is? Like, how does that strength translate to an advantage in game? That would be the question I would ask with the Eternal Guard is, how does the Eternal Guard's strength translate to a distinctive advantage in State of Decay 2?
New place to put it.
That's also why I'm hesitant to put Red Talon characters on the list, because they're definitely strong, there's no doubt about that.
Let's go.
But does their strength really matter? Like, if you have a Red Talon character, does that just completely change the game? Like, having a BFG does that completely change the game? Like, having access to scent block? That's what you're really looking for, like, for things that are not just strong, but are overpowered in that it just, like, revolutionizes the experience. Like, holy crap, like, this thing is so powerful, it changes everything. These are probably shops. Let's check some of these shops out. And for the Red Talon characters, I don't think they do. I don't think they... I mean, maybe some of their 5th skills could. Of course, he's like... Oh, nope, and now he got out. Okay, so I just had a power surge out of nowhere. Not sure why. I guess the electric company's messing around with the power lines or something, but... Oh, wait, my headset... I was wondering why I couldn't hear anything. My headset isn't powered on. Come on. Okay, let my headset warm up. So it looks like it teleported me a few feet away. Not a few feet, like a few yards away. That's fine, though. One thing I'm grateful for is that I record in MKV, which is a video format. Some people record in MP4. I convert into MP4, but I do not record initially from MP4, and that's simply because... for some reason, I don't understand the programming language. It's not something I'm familiar with, but I know that MP4 does not save if there is an abrupt cessation to, like, the stream that's not something that you clicked end stream on. Yeah, that's definitely a screamer on the other side. Get rid of him real quick.
Can't do it.
But yep, so even though we had a power surge, no progress lost on the stream. We were at 33 minutes, so I guess I'll record for another 30 minutes. That'll be sufficient.
I could use a hand.
Oh, while the power was down, though, I was able to think more about Red Talon. So if you want Red Talon to be in one of the OP episodes, here's what I need to be convinced of. I need to be convinced, one, that the character skills are OP to begin with. And what I mean by that is, let's say you took Red Talon beyond what they're capable of, make them even more powerful. And by that I mean, let's say they were able to completely merge 100% of every one of the character skills. So you get the full effect of every skill. Because red talent characters, they take like parts of each skill and combine them together, but they're diluted. Overall, it's more powerful because you get a little bit... Where's the last item here? Backpack. That's 2. Oh, it's this right here? There it is. So, like, for example, suppose you combine all of the skills together, because that would be the most powerful version of it. A lot of the skills I wouldn't even consider OP to begin with, and even if you smashed 100% of their effect together, I still wouldn't really consider that OP. In fact, there's only one character skill that I think could compete as being OP, and that's the, what's it called? Gunslinging.
I'm done scoping out this place.
And the reason gunslinging has the argument to be OP is because it eliminates the need for aim, so it removes one of the most fundamental components of a game involving shooting, which is the aiming part. And it aims for you, basically get aimbot. And then on top of that, it also enables the usage of the weapons that have really inconvenient reloading speeds and makes them, like, super strong suddenly. But, like, that's why specifically gunslinging is the skill that I would consider OP. Well, like, take, like, the melee skills, for example. If you got 100% of the effect of all the melee skills, would that really matter? I would say no, because really you just want one of the skills. You pick the one skill that you like, and that's good enough. It doesn't really matter if you're a master of swords and blunt and close combat. And even if you got the benefit of endurance, which would give you a lot of HP, that would be the biggest effect. Basically, if you could pick 2 skills, like blunt and endurance, that'd be pretty strong. If you could pick, what do you call it? Swordplay and endurance, that'd be pretty strong. But the other skills, when combined, that would make too much of a difference. Another example would be, what if you combine all of the cardio skills together? Some of them would immediately conflict with one another. Let's grab the gasoline, because I think we're low on gasoline. So, for example, backpacking... What backpacking wants you to do is in complete conflict with what Marathon wants you to do. Backpacking wants you to carry a whole bunch of crap. Marathon wants you to carry as little crap as possible. Like, 2 of the skills are already in conflict with each other. Now you could say, well, it gives you the flexibility. That's true, but so does changing characters. Like, if you had a character with Marathon and a character with backpacking, the entire community is basically your expanded skill list. And it's really not a big deal. Switching characters is not a big deal. I mean, all you gotta do is go to an outpost and bam, you can change characters. And then, Powerhouse is a really strong skill. But it's not, I wouldn't consider it overpowered, because if we're gonna go by, like, just using overpowered things to quickly resolve the conflicts in the game, you could just use gunslinging and just shoot the feral, because that's the main reason you want Powerhouse is to kill ferals. Or you could use the pyro launcher. So once again, it's a good skill, and I enjoy using it to kill ferals, but it's not the end-all be-all. I wouldn't consider it overpowered. And then the, what's the final skill? Acrobatics. Acrobatics, that's just a fun skill. Like, it's not one that's, like, especially... In fact, it would probably make it worse, because then you'd have trouble rolling. So when you're combining all these skills together, it's like, yes, you are technically making the character more powerful, but to me, it's kind of like the Eternal Guard. Does it really matter that you're making this character powerful by combining all the skills together? Or were they already more than powerful enough necessary, and the extra power doesn't translate to just this mind-boggling in-game advantage? Like, compare Red Talon to, like, the trade depot, like, not needing to loot anymore because you got the trade depot. Like, there are people who said that they specifically stopped using the trade depot because it was making the game boring. Because it basically was so efficient. Like, they were using the trade depot at Squellone's Brewery, basically for, like, infinite recycling of influence and whatnot. And they were telling me that it was actually making the game boring because there was basically no reason to play the game anymore because you don't need to go out. Well, why go out and loot? The loot comes to you. Like, it just completely changes the game. And that's what I'm wondering about Red Talon characters. So if you're going to make the argument the Red Talon characters are OP, how do they make the game so insanely different that it just completely changes everything, possibly shutting down entire mechanics from the game? One of the only ones I can think of is maybe you could argue that Red Talon characters mean that you don't have to engage with the recruitment system anymore, because, you know, why even recruit people when you can just get Red Talon characters? And, like, I suppose that's an argument. But at the same time, the alternatives to it aren't that big of a deal. Like, for example, there is no alternative to the trade depot. It's one of a kind. That's part of, like, where's this last item at? It's not this, it's not that. Is it this crate? No, it's not the crate. Not this truck. Is it one of these small containers? No. What? Wait, I think I saw it. Okay. It was this drum of chemicals, which is also fuel. Okay, we actually gained a benefit from taking the time to find it, too. Time to restock the base with what we've got. But yeah, that's basically what I'm looking for. Anyways, like, I'm not denying that Red Talon characters aren't powerful. They're obviously powerful, but how much of a difference does it make that they are powerful? That's what I'm really interested in. This in, this in, this in. Transfer these out real quick. Did that Juggernaut actually follow me here? Ugh, I couldn't get it in time. Oh, it's right down here, that's why I couldn't find it. I want to execute the Juggernaut, not the other guy. Thank you.
Shit, I'm getting that.
Maybe it's the fifth skills that make the Red Talon characters really strong. Like, I don't know the fifth skills of the... Like, everyone wants me to make the Red Talon fifth skills. Maybe that's what makes them super strong. Like, I haven't memorized all the Red Talon fifth skills. Maybe that's what makes them super strong, but... For someone who's more familiar with it, like, go ahead and make the argument. Because right now, I'm more on the side of no than yes. But that could be because I don't know enough about the Red Talon characters. That's a possibility.
That shit's gonna slow me down.
But when I have used them, I never felt like it just completely changed the game for me. It just felt like, oh, this guy's better than normal.
If we don't get everyone back there.
Yeah, I do want to actually see this defense because we want to record examples of what it's like to defend the base. Let's keep building. Build the farm. Might as well activate that. Plug in the fireworks. Oh yeah, this counts as a... So one thing that's kind of nice about this, as a side benefit, is that this does count as another workshop-type facility, so you could have 2 CNC mills. So even though we raised our threat level, the strength of the siege is determined by... When the siege is generated, that's when it counts, so... It's gonna give us the strength of a normal siege. So, in other words, this is probably not going to be too impressive of a demonstration. But I can also tell by looking that this place probably isn't bad to defend. There's plenty of open space. It's got a pretty good courtyard. It'd probably be better if the sniper tower were located right where I'm standing. Whoa, whoa, losing frame rates like crazy there.
Devil, we can use what we learned here to keep surviving this shit.
Okay, that was a really brief attack. So what we're gonna do, I'm probably gonna remove this so that we can have heavier sieges. That's not a very good example of like what it's like to defend the base. Which means, in that case, we can remove... That means we can actually build the garden here, and then I can actually have the trade depot. And I don't have the manpower. We'll just wait a few moments. We'll get another manpower so we can get started on it. Let's move this into there as well. Oh wow, we weren't using a repair kit. That's kind of dangerous. I'm gonna get stranded. Let's go ahead and build a repair kit then. So this is what I've said it before, but I hate how when you build a toolkit, like I'm gonna build it right now, it brings me back. What if I want to build 10? That means I gotta like open it up manually and build it like this. That's such a pain. Like, why does it do that? I don't want it to work that way. Okay, so we're at 14 minutes. We got another 15 minutes to go. And I feel like we've basically cleared this area, so let's head to this town, establish an outpost, and loot the things that could give us some cosmetics. So far, we've only gotten one cosmetic, but at the same time, we're also not completely focused on obtaining cosmetics, so we have reason to not have them all. Or we have reason to only have one. Plus, we're also running out of total cosmetics. I think we're down to 6 now. Oh, I thought I got the Pharaoh with that. While I'm in the car, we'll go ahead and switch to this. Looking for an area to get out at. Right here is fine. Now I'm gonna run through the fire again just to keep burning them, basically.
Damn, I'm tired.
Oh, he's a fighter. Look at that. Why have I not taken an energy drink? You have no... See, like, because you can't actually see the buttons I'm pushing, like, you have no idea that I've been spamming the button to drink an energy drink for, like, a good amount of time. Oh, he's not dead. He's still not dead. This guy's got some hit points.
Finally starting to look up a little.
Okay, now he's dead. You can see how much stamina we lost in that fight from consuming stamina during a... What do you call it? A period of being exhausted. Let's claim this as a base, then we can let Mackie rest. Lots of hordes right there, jeez.
That shut you the fuck up. This will come in handy.
Portable generator. I haven't had one of those. You know what's funny? Despite the massive quantity of looting, I think that's the first portable generator we've
I
gotten.
guess it's
Which is really annoying because it's something that communities want you to get them.
squad.
And yet it's a fairly uncommon, or it's really erratic. Like sometimes you get a lot of them, sometimes you don't get very many of them at all. It's the most annoying request that a community can give you. People often ask, like, how do I get those? Honestly, you just kind of have to have them stocked up ahead of time.
I think I've seen everything there is to see here.
I was wondering if it would let me make that execution on the incline like that. Okay, we did not completely reveal the area.
Gotta stay frosty. Zed's nearby. Down to my last one.
This place is really starting to come together.
Look at all these guys. Okay, it's not as many as I thought. Oh, that could. So this screamer was dumb. That screamer had time to scream, but he didn't.
Cupboard's bare, man.
Okay, now we can actually confirm this
place on the
location.
map is our new outpost.
Who else has stealth? You do. Gonna play as this character. We're just gonna loot this area and then probably end the episode. I'm also kind of running behind schedule. It's like, okay, that zombie, his body actually kind of scared me. I'm gonna hang on to this, that, and then I will dig out one of the pyro launchers. Oh my god, going to the bottom of the list. It's something else. Take the ammo out of that one. We don't need that much ammo. And I don't think... Oh, we do need that. This. Reload. That'll give me a little bit of inventory to grab some of the garbage we find. 'Cause I'm on the assumption that we're not going to find anything here. Could be wrong, though. We'll see. As I said, we're just as likely to find something. Well, we're more likely to not find something than find something we actually want, but... if there is something in the map, there's no reason it's not here. This is just as much of a house as any other house. There's 7 lootable items, so this one actually could have something in it. Chemicals. Ethanol. Oh, so some people ask, like, it's actually a fairly common question. How do I do that stomp? The basically one where you, like, basically, like, kind of like judo or aikido, toss them onto the ground and then stomp their head. It's the same way you do the swordplay execution. It's... you have to have 7 stars in close combat, and then right there, right trigger plus X executes standing enemies with a knife. And they don't mean that you literally use the knife, they mean that you have to be equipped only with the knife, a close combat weapon. Gun case. Had a Molotov in it.
Not a shambling corpse to be seen. Where should I put this?
Okay, so where is the last one hiding? Ah, it's you.
I found everything in
Nope, even though it had 7 locations, no clothing. That's kind of stinking. I was hoping that we would get something there. There's next to a juggernaut, but we're gonna want to not drive as close because this guy doesn't have driving, so we don't want the sound waves to alert the juggernaut.
Can't do it.
Another question people ask is, why don't I use gunslinging? I use it more for the reload than the aim snap, and that's because I find the aim snap often doesn't work for me when I really need it to work, and I basically was like, okay, the aim snap fails me, not all the time, but
Screamers end up looking so damn weird.
frequently enough that I'm like, I probably shouldn't be trusting it. So my execution ended just perfectly in time for him to... And these guys just spawned in too, because I cleared the... No! Ah, got him. So that was annoying. These guys basically just spawned into the building for like no reason at all. Nightmare Zone's gotta be Nightmare Zone, I guess.
I got nothing.
But that's why you don't see me use the gunslinging skill too much for the aim snap. I use it a lot for the reloading though.
Want to meet up? I think we can do each other some good.
Another reason why I didn't use gunslinging too much, and this was more of a reason in the past, it's actually applying right now though, is that
Up.
gunslinging isn't as good on crossbows. Because with crossbows, unless the target's moving directly towards you or not moving at all, you either need to lead your shots, or you need to aim above them because... I don't know if you saw that, but the bolts, they sink. Like the gravity pulls them down, they have a bullet drop, or I guess arrow drop. And that means if you aim directly at their head, you may not score that headshot because they're either moving too fast to the side, or they're too far away. And if they're too far away, you probably couldn't snap onto them with the aim snap anyways. That doesn't mean that you can't use it though. Like I said, if they're moving straight at you because they're moving to attack, then you'll probably then you're gonna hit them with the aim snap. Post office could be interesting. No one said anything about post offices, but I mean, it's a post office. Who knows? It could have something good in it.
Are there any kind souls out here? I could really use a hand.
No way I can fit this.
Okay, inventory is capped.
Not a shambling corpse to be seen.
Oh, I already looted that. I don't know why those zombies are trying to bash into the house next door, but that's fine. It draws them in that direction away from me. Unless it draws them across from me, that could be annoying. Here's the final one.
No reason to keep searching here.
Guess we'll take the medicine. I wasn't sure what to expect from a post office, but this guy running for? Like, did he hear something? What are they doing? Like, what are they... Oh, there we go. Maybe that'll bring them over to that. Oh, there's a survivor over there. That's what it is. Why is there a survivor over there? Are they possibly a hostile? That is not me. They played the sting for the survivors, I would assume. You know what's annoying is they're specifically at the area that I want to loot. Clear some of them out. There we go.
Huh?
Oh my god, the zombies are... This is what I mean by they move so erratically, it's like... It's not even like a shooting game, like... If you played like Halo, like, you wouldn't fight enemies that... Like, look, she just stops and turns to the side as like...
So I've heard some voices out there questioning our business. And that's okay. You support us or not. Red Talon supports you. I'm not a talker. I'm about getting things done. Because kind words aren't gonna bring order back to this world.
I don't know, Meredith. You do a lot of talking, I'm not gonna lie. I have no idea. That might have been somebody for a mysterious quest. I do not like it when human characters are not marked. It's like you have no idea if those are going to be like hostiles, just like, oh, and then randomly hostiles.
This just made my day. Nothing moving around here but the living. I've found everything I'm gonna find.
Okay, I guess I'll just stomp the disappearing zombie. Okay. Why didn't this place... I'm guessing... I don't think there is a rucksack here. I'm not sure why it's not clearing.
All clear.
Where is the last one? Maybe out in the back? Yep. You start to get used to, like, the pattern of where the items are.
Damn, it's locked. Well, everything seems calm here.
And I was hoping that we would get another clothing item, but
Where for that to go?
not doing too good on that. Fast looted, come on, you can do it. So this wouldn't... I'm gonna assume it's one of the glitched ones that it'll clear itself afterwards. So did we get everything in this area? I think we did. Yeah, I don't think there's anything else for us to grab. So let's return back to base. Then we will throw this stuff in there, check what we got, and that'll be the end of the episode. I'm probably going to wait one more siege before I actually change to a different base, because the Wheelhouse Truckstop has some advantages in that you do get the automotive place, which I believe can save you some fuel, which does have some value in Drucker County, especially in Drucker. Well, look at this, another mixed horde. How many? We might get him to leash. This crap away.
Won't work.
I'm just going to stay in the pyro launcher mode in case the others... In case specifically the Feral returns. I actually don't know where that Feral went. One of the disadvantages to stomping people out is it does use up a ton of stamina.
How about that? I made it back.
Okay, there's the Feral. Wondering where he went. Ah, stamina problems again. Where is he? Oh my god, I think one of my guys actually sniped him. Holy crap, that's like a first. This is a good enough place to log out, I feel. No! I think it is too tall for me to climb back up, but can I go this way? Can I jump across like it's a platforming game? Ah, let me try one more time. Nope. We tried to give it the Mario treatment. This is actually a pretty good view. I actually like this. Over aside a little bit. Okay, now we can actually look at... Let's use Seraphina as our model for a change. Look at how she's extending her neck. It's like, what are you doing? Like she's got like a nasty case of like computer neck. So we got Zombie Crossing or Zombie Shing. To change the outfit, yes, it does change the jeans. These are really ordinary looking jeans. It also changes the shoes as well. You get red shoes or red shoelaces, black and red shoes. Doesn't come with the, like, nerd neck. I think that's the nickname of that extended neck condition. Yeah, we only got one, though. That guy sucks. So, we cleared out this area and that area. Like I said, this area should be pretty efficient for looting, since the areas tend to be densely concentrated. Got some grumpies over there, you know how it is. But other than that, not a lot happened. I'll probably do a little bit. Actually, I gotta record a second episode today in order to catch back up because I'm falling behind. So I guess that's what I'm gonna be doing tonight. At any rate, that's the end of this episode. Like this video. Oh, tell me what bases I have not visited in Nightmare Zone, specifically for Drucker County. At any rate, that's really the end of the episode. Like this video, entertain, subscribe for future State of K2 content. Of course, remember that you don't have to be good to get good.